Hello and good morning. I am Suhaimi, the author of bccanemas.com. Today, I will talk about the Islamic gold dinar and silver dirham. 1. History of the dinar and dirham. The first dated coins that can be assigned to the Muslims are copies of silver dirhams of the Sasanian Yazdijerd III, struck during the Caliphate of Uthman. These coins differ from the original ones in that an Arabic inscription is found in the obverse margins, normally reading in the name of Allah. Since then the writing in Arabic of the name of Allah and parts of Quran on the coins became a custom in all mintings made by Muslims. Under what was known as the coin standard of the Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, the weight of 10 dirhams was equivalent to 7 dinars mithqals. In the year 75 Hijra 695 Masih, the Caliph Abd al-Malik ordered al-Hajjaj to mint the first dirhams, thus he established officially the standard of Umar ibn al-Khattab. In the next year he ordered the dirhams to be minted in all the regions of the Dar al-Islam. He ordered that the coins be stamped with the sentence, Allah is unique, Allah is eternal. He ordered the removal of human figures and animals from the coins and that they be replaced with letters. This command was then carried on throughout all the history of Islam. The dinar and the dirham were both round, and the writing was stamped in concentric circles. Typically on one side it was written the Talil and the Tamid, that is, La ilaha illallah and Alhamdulillah, and on the other side was written the name of the Emir and the date. Later on it became common to introduce the blessings on the Prophet Muhammad, and sometimes, ayats of the Quran. Gold and silver coins remained official currency until the fall of the Caliphate. Since then, dozens of different paper currencies were made in each of the new post-colonial national states, created from the dismemberment of Dar al-Islam. Allah says in the Quran, among the people of the book are some who, if entrusted with a hoard of gold, will readily pay it back. Others, who, if entrusted with a dinar, will not repay it unless thou constantly stoodest demanding, because, they say, there is no call on us to keep faith with these ignorant pagans. But they tell a lie against Allah, and, well, they know it. Ali Imran, Ayat 75. Qadi Abu Bakr ibn al-Arabi, the greatest authority on Quranic lore, wrote in his famous Ahkam al-Quran about this ayat, the benefit that can be taken from this is, the prohibition of entrusting the people of the book with goods. Qadi Abu Bakr said, the question concerning entrusting property is legislated by al-Quran. This means that the ayat is a legal judgment of absolute validity and of the greatest importance to the deen. Entrusting wealth to non-Muslims is not allowed, but furthermore, taking a non-Muslim as a partner outside Dar al-Islam where we stand over them is extremely restricted, because they might cheat or might use our wealth in forbidden transactions. Since paper money is a promise of payment, can it be permitted to trust the issuers while they hold the payment, our property, outside our jurisdiction? History has also demonstrated repeatedly that paper money has been a permanent instrument of default in cheating the Muslims. In addition, Islamic law does not permit the use of a promise of payment as a medium of exchange. 2. What are the dinar and dirham? Based on World Islamic Mint website, 1 dinar is a specific weight of 22-karat gold equivalent to 4.25 grams. 1 dirham is a specific weight of pure silver equivalent to 2.975 grams. Umar ibn al-Khattab established the known standard relationship between them based on their weights. 7 dinars must be equivalent to 10 dirhams. The Revelation undertook to mention them and attached many judgments to them, for example zakat, marriage, and hudud, and others. Therefore, within the Revelation, they have to have a reality and specific measure for assessment, upon which its judgments may be based, rather than on the non-shari coins. Know that there is consensus ijma since the beginning of Islam and the age of the companions and the followers that the dirham of the Sharia is that of which 10 weigh 7 mithqals, weight of the dinar of gold. The weight of a mithqal of gold is 72 grains of barley, so that the dirham which is 7/10 of it is 50 2/5 grains. All these measurements are firmly established by consensus. Ibn Khaldun, Al-Muqaddimah. How are the Islamic dinar used? 1. The Islamic dinar can be used to save because they are wealth in themselves. 2. They are used to pay zakat and dowry as they are requisite within Islamic law. 3. They are used to buy and sell since they are a legitimate medium of exchange. 3. Using the dinar and dirham. Gold and silver are the most stable currency the world has ever seen. From the beginning of Islam until today, the value of the Islamic bimetallic currency has remained surprisingly stable in relation to basic consumable goods. A chicken, at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, cost 1 dirham. Today, 1,400 years later, a chicken costs approximately 1 dirham. In 1,400 years inflation is zero. Could we say the same about the ringgit or any other paper currency in the last 25 years? In the long term, the bimetallic currency has proved to be the most stable currency the world has ever seen. It has survived, despite all the attempts by governments to transform it into a symbolic currency, by imposing a nominal value different from its weight, reliability. Gold cannot be inflated by printing more of it. It cannot be devalued by government decree, and unlike paper currency, it is an asset which does not depend upon anybody's promise to pay. Portability and anonymity of gold are both important, but the most significant fact is that gold is an asset that is no one else's liability. All forms of paper assets, bonds, shares, and even bank deposits, are promises to repay money borrowed. Their value is dependent upon the investor's belief that the promise will be fulfilled. As junk bonds and the Mexican peso have illustrated, a questionable promise soon loses value. Gold is not like this. A piece of gold is independent of the financial system, and its worth is underwritten by 5,000 years of human experience. 4. The importance of paying zakat with dinar and dirham. Zakat cannot be paid with a promise of payment. Zakat can only be paid with tangible merchandise, called in Arabic ain. It cannot be paid with a promise to pay or a debt, called in Arabic dain. From the beginning, zakat was paid with dinar and dirham. Most significant is that the payment of zakat was never allowed in paper money during all the Ottoman period, right until the fall of the Caliphate. Sheikh Muhammad Alish, the great Maliki Qadi, said that if you were to pay zakat with paper money, only its value as merchandise, that is, its value as paper, can be accepted. Therefore, its nominal value is irrelevant as payment of zakat. If the zakat was obligatory by considering its substance as a merchandise, then the nasib would not be stipulated according to its value, but according to its substance and its quantity, as is the case with silver, gold, grain or fruits. Since its substance is irrelevant in respect to the zakat, then it should be treated as the copper, iron or other similar substances. Fatwa of Sheikh Alish. Payment of zakat is perfectly explained and regulated in the Islamic jurisprudence. For centuries, when Islamic law was enforced by a caliph or an emir, the zakat was collected in gold and silver. When paper money was being first introduced, during the last century by the colonial powers, the traditional ulama rejected it as being opposed to Islamic law. According to them, paper money was to be treated as fullas, or lower category of currency, with limited use, basically just as small change. It is, for example, not allowed to make a karat with fullas. That's it for now. I will continue about the zakat restoration using dinar and dirham in the next talk. Till next time. Please log on to www.bccanemas.com for more update.